Hello everybody and a warm welcome to Berringer, and I have a layout update for you. It's been a while, long time no speak, and this is going to be kind of, I guess, a bit of everything really. There is some non-related railway work which is related to the railway work that's been going on, so I will show you that shortly. But first of all, let me take you to some of the other bits and pieces. We'll work our way around the layout. Here we are at the TMD end, and the first bit is to tell you that this is going. This is going to be like an extension to a fiddle yard along this section here, and along to the bridge section directly behind, which you'll sort of see just kind of propping up there, and then which will lead on to here. So basically this will kind of end up being a fiddle yard all the way down to the TMD, so that will disappear. And up here, I think I told you this before, I haven't quite got around to it. I did start doing some ballasting, but basically we're going to have a bit of a hillside here and make this sort of short side and make it out like it goes off somewhere. So my Diddy 121 can just fit in there, or a DPU. The 128 can fit in there. As we come along to Moorwood, this is what we sort of have at the minute. I haven't actually done much further work to it, but I'm hoping to progress with it. My step's over in the far side, and my 108 is just parked up here in the central bay. So that's how that's kind of looking down at this end. But I'm hoping to do some more work on this weekend, and hopefully that will come out okay. Those eager beavers of you can see and observe, see that the signal box has disappeared. It has been relocated, and I will show you that shortly. And so it's left this kind of big space, which I'm thinking of putting like an electrical substation in here and burying that in there somewhere, and overgrowing that along here instead, because it was a bigger space, and also because I felt that then the signal box, where it's relocated, will be able to cope better with the branch line. It will have a better view of the branch line and serve that as well. So if I just kind of pause you for a minute, I will be right back. So here we are, and the signal box has now been relocated to the end of platform 1, and we've just put it along here. And if I show you from the other side, you see exactly where it is. It's right at the end of the platform there. And I think it sits better here, and it can cope with the branch line that diverges. As you can see, I've just added some scenery and some bushes and a little walkway across there. We've got a little hut and just a pallet laid up against the side there, and also you've got the view of the bridge. And I've just been working on this. I haven't finished it yet, but this is basically the extension of it. I've just added the paving, the batch sticks as I used to before, and that I haven't painted because I've run out of paint, but that's going to be done. And if I show you down the other end, like I say, signal box is here, you can see the little lights on because signal box cam is still around. So I'm just going to show you what it's like through the TV. So as you can see, down at the station it's all exactly the same, but I don't know if you can see that. Here you go, hopefully you can. I'm just getting closer. You can see that signal box cam is working, and then, as you can see from my big screen, that it has a good view of the branch line on the left hand side and the main line on the right hand side. And obviously the camera can be adjusted actually to reposition it, because if you remember from before, it was actually facing the other way around, but now it's facing this way around. But it captures the branch line and the main line pretty well, I think. At the end of the town scene, you have this dead end, and it's leading to the dressing area, and this is where the majority of my work has been done over the last few weeks or so. And as you can see, I've now have a cabinet that I've just been making from the ground up. It's got a lot of stuff on it, and it's still to be worked upon. But basically, it's an extension. Unfortunately, when I measured it up and everything out. I measured it out correctly, and it was level. However, when it was actually laid on the floor, I don't think the floor's quite level or something, and it came forward slightly. So when I put it upright to level it out, I was left with this kind of a bit of a height difference here, but that's not a biggie. I'm just going to raise that up slightly and marry that into the end. Now this was going to be the ceiling project end of it all, but I'm now beginning to think that we're going to stick another main fiddle yard along here and get as many roads as I can, because to be truthful, my layout is actually pretty narrow all the way around, so there isn't really much room for any stock to be parked up anywhere really, and so I'd like to do that. So I'm kind of thinking to give the illusion that when I'm using my diesel locomotives with their 5 and 6 coaches or whatever, to make it out like it's going somewhere, it's better for it to go into a fiddle yard rather than me trying to put another dead-end station or something like that here, because it's just not going to show where it goes to. So I'm just going to have this as the main fiddle yard along here, and that will obviously feed into this track here. And then obviously we have the TMD, which is going to be the other end, so basically that will be the other end of it. So although it's not a complete run round layout, it's an end to end, but a good end to end length with 4, 5, 6 coaches. So that's going to be pretty good, and I would have liked to have done the ceiling project, but I just think practically, and also I actually thought I was actually going to get a slightly bigger width out of this as well. But what I didn't want to do is, because as you can probably see, this bit kind of encroaches around the door frame anyway. If you sort of pan out, you can see that it's not particularly wide. So if you start sort of having this bit out all the way out, it starts encroaching too much into my living area. So this is kind of like a happy medium out of it. But to be honest with you, I think I'm still going to get a lot of sidings out of this anyway. And it's mainly because I don't really run any freight at the minute, and that's another thing that I'd like to do. But if you've only got stations running from end to end, then you can't really run freight anywhere, because I haven't got anywhere that it's supposedly supposed to come from and to. So I think the simplest solution, and the solution I think I'd like to go with, is to probably put a load of fiddle yard sidings here, and probably have about, I don't know, 8, 9 roads, I don't know, maybe more, I don't know, along here. And hopefully it will allow for more stock to be parked up and not all be in boxes, so I can actually use it. This is the other thing. I've got locos and stock in boxes that I can't use because I haven't got enough space on the layout to actually store them. So this is where the majority of the work has been done. I mean, there's still a lot more to do, and but at the end of the day, it works out fine for me, and I'm pretty happy with it. And like I said, it'll eventually get there. It's just another little extension. I mean, this extension now is about 6 feet. This bit here is 6 foot here. Then we have another foot here, and then it's another, I think it's 2.5 feet on the lift up section. So from the original layout, we've got an extra 9 feet out of this. I was going to go right down to the end, but obviously to do the clothes and everything that's there, I think this is plenty, to be honest with you. But I say that, but knowing me, it probably end up going a bit further. So, but anyway, for now this will be perfectly fine enough. So I love you and leave you. I'm sorry it hasn't been the most interesting of updates for you, and I guess I will speak to you soon. And hopefully I'll have something a bit more interesting to show you, and at some point I'd like to do another running session. I haven't done one for ages, but we'll get there. So take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to comment and subscribe as always, and thank you for taking the time for watching my videos.